I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
It is April 4th. Today marks the 50th anniversary of the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. We'll tell you about activities planned for today in Memphis. Marla?
Dry and hot weather conditions are the perfect combination for wildfires right here on the Suncoast. I'm live at the Florida Forest Service with how you can keep your home safe and more on the story.
And an arrest has been made in connection with the death of a Bradenton woman earlier this week. We've got your news, your traffic, and more. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
Good morning, early risers. Glad you're along for the ride. It is Wednesday now, midway through the week, April 4th. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Stephanie Webb. Thanks for waking up with us this morning or joining us for another hour of Good Morning Suncoast.
Let's hit the forecast now midweek. Now another day like yesterday, which was like Monday, right, John?
Yeah, like that then?
Actually, sort of, but we do have a frontal boundary that'll be moving through today, so that will bring on some changes to our forecast, which is kind of nice. In fact, we're kind of changing our weather pattern just a little bit to support numerous fronts moving through our area over the course of the next 7 days. It's called a progressive pattern, and that's what we're in now. So there will be some changes that occur each and every day. I think you'll like the change that actually occurs with this frontal passage. This is the one that produced all the severe weather for parts of the Deep South and the Ohio Valley yesterday. It's not going to do that for us. In fact, what's going to happen is the rain showers that you see kind of plentiful here on radar moving into the state of Florida fall apart before making it to us. So the second half of the day will feature increased cloud cover, but radar is going to look very similar to what you see right now, which is pretty dry, both for your commute to work and for your commute back home from work. Temperatures across the region generally in the mid-60s everywhere you look. And our daytime high today comes in a little bit cooler than 24 hours ago at around the 80-degree mark, a degree or two cooler. But we'll have plenty of sunshine to start the day. Then the second half of the day we cloud up, and then during the evening we factor in that chance of showers. Oh my goodness, when the front moves through, how you will love the weather. We'll talk about that coming up in a few.
All right, thanks for that tease, John. Let's check the roads right now. Nothing much to report. The only red you see right now in Manatee County is on the far right side of your screen. Barely see it there. East of the interstate on State Road 64 in the eastbound lane. Otherwise, pretty clear so far. Checking farther south, a little blip there along the Bayfront, right along the sailor and nurse statue there as you head between the Ringling Bridge and Marina Jack. Otherwise, pretty clear. Checking farther south now on the maps in the South County area. We'll see that is all clear at 6:02. Speaking of South County, this is a live look at Fisherman's Wharf. Why are we showing you this? Because today is the day that 2 Columbus replica ships are going to leave the dock.
That is right. The Nina and the Pinta are actually docked. This is the very last day they are going to be heading out today. And as we've talked about throughout the week, they are an amazing sight to see. It's very cool. If you haven't checked it out, maybe you want to see there as they take off.
And you named one of your daughters after one of the ships.
We did. My daughter's named Nina. We were so inspired by the ship. That's what we named her.
And your first car was a Pinto.
It was. It was. All of these things that Ray is saying is very true right now.
Half are true.
None of that is true at all.
6:03 right now.
Well, do you still have Hurricane Irma debris laying around your backyard? If so, you need to pick it up because that debris could catch fire during this year's wildfire season.
It is a busy season. Marla Spence is live now in Bradenton with details of this ongoing issue. Marla.
Good morning, guys. Although Hurricane Irma was a little over 6 months ago, there are still several areas across the Suncoast that have hurricane debris lying around. That debris could ignite any time because of the state's dry weather conditions and the lightning season that's around the corner.
As you can see behind us, we have debris down still from Hurricane Irma. We have debris that is dead from the freezes that we have had. It makes our job a little harder in the woods to go to and attack a fire.
Firefighters try to prevent wildfires from happening by doing what's called prescribed burns. That's when they burn dead limbs and trees down, and this would help prevent any wildfires from happening if lightning were to strike any wooded area on the Suncoast. I'm Marla Spence reporting live in Bradenton for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Marla, thank you for details on this story and breaking news and the forecast. Check out our new app. It's under WWSB or under My Suncoast. New this morning now, an arrest has been made in connection with the death of a Bradenton woman whose body was found in the woods earlier this week. Manatee County Sheriff detectives arrested this man, Dakota Gibson, and charged him with murder. Early Monday morning, deputies responded to a report of a body in a wooded area of Bradenton. Officials determined the body was that of 50-year-old Veronica Polite.
And an update now on a story that we've been following for you. A jury has finally been seated in the John Allen Lee murder case in Sarasota County. Lee is charged with the 2011 murders of his ex-girlfriend Tracy Nabergall and neighbor Jason Salter. His first trial ended in a mistrial, and although he was found guilty of murder in his second trial, a judge later threw that conviction out. Now, the jury heard opening statements yesterday in the beginning of Lee's third trial. If he is convicted, he does face the death penalty or life in prison without parole.
One Bradenton neighborhood is looking to brighten up their neighborhood, literally. People who live in the Samoset area need more street lighting, they say. Neighbors have been pushing for street lights for more than a year now. They recently received the necessary amount of signatures from residents to move ahead with the next step, but since not all neighbors are on board for some reason, these street lights would go up just a few streets. Those who are in favor say the lights would make the area safer.
The main concerns is the public safety. I mean, we have kids that's in the neighborhood, and without lighting, it's a infestation of crime, drugs.
I think the streetlights would make a huge difference because I think the visibility prevents crime. I think it will help the police do their jobs. It'll also make it safer for the children coming home at night at sunset.
Resources that are already there.
Well, the county plans to talk more about this at a workshop this summer in Manatee County.
New details in yesterday's shooting at YouTube headquarters in Northern California. Police have identified the shooter as 39-year-old Nassim Agdam. The shooter wounded 3 as hundreds of workers scrambled to evacuate the campus. She then took her own life. Now, in recent rants, she complained that YouTube had actually taken down some of her videos and slashed her ad revenue. Her brother spoke to ABC News and says that the family grew concerned when she went missing and was found sleeping in her car in the parking lot in Northern California. Police are still investigating the motive, but they don't believe that the 3 injured were specifically targeted. Those 3 are still in the hospital recovering. Happening today, thousands are expected to gather at the National Civil Rights Museum to remember the life and the work of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Today, of course, marks the 50th anniversary of the day that he was assassinated at the Lorraine Motel in Memphis. He just delivered his famous "I've been to the mountaintop" speech at a church the day before. He was shot and killed by James Earl Ray, who was later sentenced to 99 years in prison. Now, that museum is set to unveil a new exhibit to mark the occasion, MLK 50, A Legacy Remembered. We'll have more on the 50th anniversary throughout the morning right here on ABC 7.
All right, 6:08 right now. Still ahead, the latest in First Alert traffic and
a look at the Tampa Bay Rays 2018 season, a transitional time for the team. Ray is going to talk to the Rays team president when we continue.
Here's a look outside our window right now. Pretty day, but John says 2 words: frontal boundary on the way, Mr. Scalzi.
Indeed, you are correct, sir. In fact, you can kind of trace it out by the cloud cover just located to our north and to the west. That's moving into areas of the Panhandle now, producing rain showers spreading across that region. We're not going to get much in the way of rainfall. Boy, we sure could use it, but we're just not going to see it. We'll look for daytime high temperatures to top out near 80. Complete forecast in a minute.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night.
Our overall experience working with California Closets was phenomenal.
Calm, reassuring.
Through happenstance, we ended up paired with our designer, Jen. She was someone who not only was patient, someone who was professional. She's become extended family.
She had great insight to help direct me towards those things that could make our dreams come true.
We are the Greens, and this is our California Closet story.
The Wild Broadway series brings you Funny Girl. Fanny Bryce dreams of being famous and through sheer guts and determination becomes a star of the Ziegfeld Follies. Playing March 28th through April 15th, it's the songs and story that generations have grown to love. Call the Players Center at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. Don't rain on my parade. Come see Funny Girl.
Thank you.
What are you doing? You are the best protection she has. Buddy up. I'm Jill Harrington. Please visit helpsavethenextgirl.com and get involved.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC 7 shows on your streaming device.
All right, now time to take a look at your first alert traffic at 6:12 this morning. Roads are still looking pretty good out there. We do have our slowdowns right there, 301 and 70 that we normally see around this time of the morning. We head into Sarasota, a little farther south in the area. Those roads aren't looking too bad out there this time. Starting to see some slowdowns already on University Parkway as well as Bee Ridge Road, and a little bit of a slowdown right there on 41 as you pass by Fruitville. Kind of the normal typical slowdowns around this time of the day. A little farther south in the area, those roads are looking pretty decent. Even 41 and 75 southbound are both looking pretty good around this time of the morning. So not too much to tell you about in your first alert traffic this morning. Well, it is 6:12 and the Rays are off to another year, and so far it feels like a familiar start.
Well, after a week, there's a losing record and low attendance after opening day. Some wonder how much longer this can continue. I went to the Trop and talked to the team president. Another season is underway at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg. Fans are filing in, and they're hoping for another banner to hang in the left field rafters. This stadium was built back in 1986. They thought, build it and they will come. Well, it took 12 more years for the Devil Rays to be born, the expansion franchise. And now here in 2018, attendance is a serious issue. From what I hear is the stadium. Dennis Springer was a pitcher for the inaugural Tampa Bay Devil Rays 20 years ago. And on this night, he's among the former players being honored, including Tampa native and Hall of Famer third baseman Wade Boggs.
Gotta focus, gotta focus.
But outside of a few playoff runs, including an American League championship 10 years ago, there hasn't been a lot to cheer about here. And now there's talk of the team moving closer to downtown Tampa.
Looking into Ybor City and new stadium.
But none of this would be rumored if more of these seats were filled. The team has gone from an average of about 30,000 fans per game in 1998 to about 15,000 fans per game the past 3 seasons. The team president wishes more fans from the Suncoast would take advantage of the stadium's relative close proximity.
Many parts of it are closer than Tampa, and so when we look at our fan base, we look at the entire Tampa Bay region, including Sarasota, Manatee, and we think that if we can draw crowds from all around, we're going to be more successful.
And to be more successful, the team is changing some things. From an outdoor recreation deck for fans before, during, and after the game to an enhanced food court.
And we're going to cultivate it and make sure that it's going to be Rays Nation for a long time.
Make no mistake, if they don't win, it is a shame, especially right now. Well, there have been rumors about the team moving to Ybor City or even to Montreal and get that franchise back up there again, sadly.
No, I want to keep them here.
Of course we'd want to. But John asked a question during that story, why is the stadium an issue? Well, some say geographically it's out of place.
Right.
Not near the middle of the region.
Right.
Others say that it's not a very fun place to watch baseball. But the employees are doing all they can to make it more fun. I think it boils down to a winning team on the field right now, right?
We've also heard a lot of people from Tampa say that it's harder because the Trop is located in St. Pete, so they've also said that it's hard, you know, to get over there and get to the games. And,
that's it, geographically. All right, here's the forecast now from John Scalzi.
Looking at some very pleasant weather outside today. We do have a cold front approaching us, and it could change things up in the second half of the day. But for at least half to 3/4 of the afternoon, we're going to be enjoying a lot of sunshine around. Humidity is also a little bit on the high side at 64, but it's down from where it was yesterday morning. 64 the air temperature, 100% relative humidity. Could see some patchy fog out there this morning or a little haze in the atmosphere, but it shouldn't be widespread, shouldn't be terribly dense. The winds are calm right now. They'll be shifting to the southwest this afternoon. That'll continue to pump humidity in and make it feel kind of like a warm, somewhat humid afternoon. 64 degrees Sarasota, 65 Bradenton. Parish coming in at 65. We have 6 in Lakewood Ranch, 65 degrees in Mayaca, 67 degrees in Northport, 67 in Inglewood and Venice, and Longboat Key comes in at 69. So as we head through the afternoon, we'll have a fair amount of sunshine, boosting our temperatures up to about 78 degrees by lunchtime. Then we'll notice, I think, an increase in clouds. First, some high, thin clouds will start to roll in, then some lower level clouds as we head into the afternoon. By 3 p.m., we'll be partly sunny to partly cloudy with an air temperature of about 80. That's about our top out temperature today. A little cooler than it was 24 hours ago, thanks to that cloud cover and an onshore wind flow. The front itself will probably be on our doorstep right around drive time this evening, and I think probably between around 9, 10, 11 o'clock, we might have a passing brief sprinkle or shower. That's about it. Otherwise, this front won't do much but kick up our winds, twist them around to the north, and draw down some drier, less humid air for the next couple of days. Should be a beautiful another couple of days after we get through this afternoon. So, sky cover, we'll call it partly sunny for the majority of the afternoon, rain-free as we head into the drive time this evening, I think. Then as we get into the later evening after sunset, maybe a quick passing shower moves on past as we head into the evening. But again, these are going to be fast-moving showers. They won't produce a lot of rainfall. Total rainfall amounts are certainly not going to be enough to get us back up to where we should be with our rainfall totals. Winds will shift, though, and they'll become breezy during the overnight. That'll help draw down some drier air, make the next few nights pleasant, cool and crisp, but the daytime highs mild. So our frontal boundary continues to sing south. Lots of advisories up for wind. We have a little radar problem going on here. Apologize for that, but I will tell you that these showers are going to kind of fall apart as they move closer to our region today. We'll watch for this frontal boundary and the front creating these rain showers to basically fall apart as the energy lifts well to the north. Could be some snow showers along the Great Lakes today. That front sinking south falls apart. High pressure builds in. Winds twist to the north and become breezy. Small craft advisories may be required for Thursday or Friday. We'll watch for that. But certainly that drier air in place will make the air feel pretty comfortable. We're in what we call kind of a progressive pattern in our atmosphere, meaning we have fast-moving fronts that will be moving through over the course of the next 7 days. So this today will be one of several frontal passages that we'll experience, and the weekend looks to be, well, not terribly anything close to a washout, but we'll call it unsettled with a chance of showers each and every day because of fronts just like this one. Mostly sunny to start, building late day clouds, and then dry for several days in a row. And then we'll see those frontal passages that I was talking about. Winds pick up a little bit overnight tonight, coming in out of the north, but a light chop for most of the day today. Should be a decent boating day, I think. We'll look for 80 for a high today. Tomorrow, 81. Actually a little warmer after the frontal passage, but the drier air causing the nighttime temperatures to be a little cooler as well. And then as we head into the weekend, we'll notice increased cloud covers both Saturday, Sunday, Monday, with that a series of little disturbances that'll be moving through, a series of little fronts. And then as we head into next work week, we'll enjoy a little bit of sunshine as we head into Tuesday. Back to you.
All right, thank you, John. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
A man accused of murder just to collect his insurance money is now in court. Plus, Marla?
Wildfire on the Suncoast increased last year, and it's believed.
We'll have Marla's report from Manatee County in a few minutes.
So Matt told me to meet him at 7 a.m. sharp right here. It is now 7:01 a.m. You think Matt would leave without me? Hey, is Matt here?
Long gone.
Long gone.
Just missed him.
Just missed him.
All done.
Mr. Sparky guarantees they're on time and the repair is free, so chop chop.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Matt, you started without me.
I finished without you, too.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
Looking for something fun to do on a Friday night? Then come to Music on Main, the first Friday of every month at Lakewood Ranch. Enjoy free live music, dancing, great food, and lots of fun for every family member, even the furry ones. Meet up with friends, enjoy activities for the kids, or make it a special date night. And be sure to stop by the ABC7 booth and say hello. Mark your calendars for Music on Main, first Friday of the month, 6 to 9 at Lakewood Ranch. Brought to you by ABC7 and these sponsors.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
My life motto is keep moving. And as hard as it was when my husband passed away, I knew I had to keep doing what I love. Oops, coming. But I needed help with my insurance, and that's what the NAIC provides. They have resources to help you and your family make the best decision, and they'll help you to keep moving forward, just like me.
A man accused of killing his grandfather and possibly his mother just to collect inheritance money has made his first appearance in court.
ABC's Candace Gibson has this bizarre story.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the strange case playing out in a New Hampshire courtroom. 24-year-old Nathan Carmen representing himself in probate court.
Are we trying 2 murder cases here, or are we trying 1?
It's not technically a murder trial, but a pre-trial hearing in a civil action his aunts brought to prevent him from inheriting roughly $7 million from the estates of his mother and grandfather. Police say Carmen was the last person known to see his wealthy grandfather before he was found murdered. 3 years later, his mother Linda disappeared while on a fishing trip with Carmen.
I did not negligently or recklessly, and certainly not intentionally,
cause her death. Carmen has never been charged criminally, and we'll have the latest details from the courtroom coming up at 7 a.m. with your GMA First Look. I'm Candace Gibson, ABC News, New York.
Oh, look. Another anti-wrinkle cream in no hurry to make anything happen. Neutrogena Rapid Wrinkle Repair works in just 1 week with the fastest retinol formula to visibly reduce wrinkles. Neutrogena.
Mother Nature. Nothing smells greater than the great outdoors, especially when you're in accounts receivable. Only one detergent can give you a sniff like this. Try Gain Botanicals Laundry Detergent, one of the many irresistible scents from Gain.
This is the Diet Pepsi that was right for Ray and looks good in a can, in a bottle, or an extreme close-up. This is the Diet Pepsi your mom drank when she was young and drinks now that she's...
Don't you dare.
This is the Diet Pepsi that is always the right one.
Hi, everyone. I'm Chef Bob Vitello. I'm here with resident chef Jim Hendry from Publix Aprons Cooking School. What do we got going on today?
Well, Bob, we've got some baked crab cakes with remoulade sauce.
You can't go wrong with that.
No, you can't. What we're going to use for these is these crab cakes that you can get in our wonderful seafood department.
That's cool.
If you've never tried them, I tell you, they are awesome. Look, you can see they're just full of jumbo lump crab meat. Real delicious. They did all the work for you, and they're ready down there. You can get them at any Publix.
They're cool. They're good stuff.
What we're going to do is we're going to take one of those beauties, and we're just going to flatten them out just a little bit. And right here, I've got some panko breadcrumbs. And I'm going to dip them in some panko breadcrumbs, pat them gently to get a little of those crumbs to adhere to the outside.
Let me ask you a question. No egg flour with that, right?
Don't need it. These crab cakes are so moist, the
Beautiful.
panko just sticks right to it. See how it just sticks like that? And you don't want a thick coating on these either.
Exactly. Then there's no crab. It's
Less
just
crab, yeah.
Yep. Pretty cool.
So what we're going to do with these is put them on a baking sheet and throw them into a 400-degree oven for about 10 minutes. Then we're going to flip them over. And then we're going to cook them for another 7 to 10 minutes, and then they're done. They'll be nice and golden brown and ready to go.
Or they could take a cooking class and we'll show them how to make them homemade.
We can do that, too.
We can do that, too.
Now, what we're going to serve these with is a remoulade sauce. So what I've got to start that is a little garlic mayonnaise that we have down in the store, aisle 5.
Beautiful, aisle 5.
I'm going to add a little bit of lemon juice to that, a little bit of lemon zest.
Zest and juice.
Love
Good
lemon
stuff.
zest.
Love it.
A little bit of cooked bacon. What's better than a little cooked bacon?
Cooked bacon, crab cakes.
A little chopped pickle, and a little salt and pepper. And we're going to mix that together and make a nice, simple remoulade sauce.
I mean, you could just go get a
Just
burger
that
roll
easy,
or something
right?
and just grill that up. Beautiful. Starting tomorrow, be sure to stop by your Publix Apron Simple Meals kiosk, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients after sampling this delicious dish.
Fun for the whole family, the 26th Annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, benefiting special athletes of Sarasota County, fossil vendors, arts and crafts, food, children's games, and live entertainment with headliners the Gator Creek Band on Friday night, Rockin' Rogues, Maiden Cane, Glass Onion, Kettle of Fish, Paisley Craze, and the Boogeymen. Admission $4, children 12 and under free. Parking is free. The annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, April 13th, 14th, and 15th at the Venice Airport Festival grounds.
My California Closets designer is a rock star. She was able to design the most beautiful space for me. When I turn the lights on, it's breathtaking. La! It's just a little slice of organized heaven. The California Closet team was so professional, so reliable. It was seriously a dream come true. My name is Jill, and this is my California Closet story.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Imagine a world filled with pillow fights, playgrounds, and the search for the perfect climbing tree. Every kid deserves that world, but 1 in 5 kids in America struggle with hunger. At No Kid Hungry, we're committed to creating a world where every kid eats healthy food every day. We raise funds, we help families, and we lift up communities.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
I'll be right back. Hi! You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
Probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Good evening. The Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, 39 years old and a Nobel Peace Prize winner, and the leader of the nonviolent civil rights movement in the United States, was assassinated in Memphis tonight.
This morning, millions across the country are honoring Martin Luther King Jr. on the 50th anniversary of his assassination.
A retired Florida firefighter is walking across the state. It's all for a good cause. Speaking of fires, Marla?
Dry and hot weather conditions are the perfect combination for wildfires, especially houses that are in wooded areas. We're telling you how you can keep your home safe straight ahead. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
Good morning and welcome to Wednesday, halfway through the week. I'm Stephanie Webb. Thanks for joining us.
I'm Ray Collins. 6:31 right now, and a slight change in the weather is in the air, John Scalzi.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a nice change, too, for most of us, although we sure could use the rainfall. We desperately need it across the region. We're down in the rain bucket, but this one will not add too many drops to that rain bucket because the front is basically going to fall apart as it gets closer to us. It's producing some cloud cover and some rain showers now for parts of Tallahassee, really just closing in on Tallahassee with some fairly strong storms there. But as the whole system works its way down the west coast of Florida, it's going to fall apart so that we're left with just basically a little extra cloud cover during the second half of the day and a slight chance at an evening shower. Then, when our winds switch, we get big changes coming up for tomorrow, really right straight through Saturday. So some delightful weather, I think, coming our way. For today, morning commute looks fine, rain-free, no problems there. Rain-free on the trip home, too, I think, for most of us during a drive time this evening. 65 degrees in Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch at 66, 64 degrees in Sarasota. Could be some patchy fog out there, but it's not much. It won't be a big deal. Our daytime high temperature tops out about 80. Between around 7 and 9 tonight is when we have that chance at a sprinkle. That's about it. We'll talk about the forecast coming up in a few.
All right, it's a deal. Talk to you soon. There's the roads right now. Some traffic building there in downtown Bradenton, on Cortez, on 301, 14th Street West, also the top right corner of your screen. Some buildup there on 64 westbound as you head toward the Braden River. Let's check the northern half of Sarasota County now. We'll see 301 southbound around 10th Street, some issues there. Also, the Bayfront quite busy there along the Sailor and Nurse Statue, Marina Jack, and City Island, and Bee Ridge Road in the eastbound lanes around Tuttle. Be aware of that. Checking farther south, some minor delays on 41 there in both directions around Venice. And speaking of Venice, here's a live shot of Fisherman's Wharf, and this is the spot where the 2 Columbus replica ships will actually be leaving after being here for the past week.
Well, that is right. Today is your last day. As you can see them sail out, the Nina and the Pinta have been docked there for a while, and this is one final day that you're going to be able to see that in action.
Yeah, don't wait too long. It might be leaving as early as this morning.
Yeah, but it could be kind of cool to see them kind of sail out of the harbor area.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, good sight to see.
All right.
Well, it has been another dry week here on the Sun Coast. There There are now 31 active wildfires right now in the state, and they've burned over 34,000 acres, many of those right here on the Suncoast.
Now, the State Wildlife Service has some tips on staying safe in your homes. Marla Spence is live from their headquarters in Bradenton. Marla?
Good morning, guys. According to the Florida Forest Service, our state's wildfire season is all year long. Dry weather conditions, also the lightning season, and also grass and bushes growing all season long can all contribute to wildfires. Patrick Mahoney with the Florida Forest Service says bushes like these should be waist high.
And if you have a situation like this where a palm tree or any type of tree is leaning up against a power pole, especially up over by that transformer, you want to get with the power company and ask them if they can come and trim that down, because that is a hazard. Because if that sparks, that transformer is going to go out and throw sparks down to the ground and fire and create a wildfire right there.
Also, using mulch or pine needles are not a good idea. Using rocks can create a barrier between the fire and your home. Also, make sure your yard is clean and green, meaning grass is alive and cut down low. And one more last thing, make sure your roof and gutters are clean. Embers from a nearby fire can travel up to a mile under the right conditions. I'm Marla Spence reporting live in Bradenton for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Okay, Marla, thank you for those tips. For more on this story and breaking news and the forecast, check out our new app. It's under WWSB or under My Suncoast.
The country is commemorating the 50th anniversary of the assassination of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. ABC's Kenneth Moten has a special look back at the leader of the civil rights movement.
Good evening. The Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, 39 years old and a Nobel Peace Prize winner, and the leader of the nonviolent civil rights movement in the United States, was assassinated in Memphis tonight.
April 4th, 1968, ABC News special coverage. The leader of the civil rights movement cut down by a sniper's bullet.
This is where the shooting occurred tonight, where Dr. King was killed. The Lorraine Motel is a favorite place for Negro leaders to stay while in Memphis. It's a very nice new modern motel. He was on the second floor balcony, standing exactly where these two officers are.
From New York, a young Peter Jennings reports.
I was sitting with a friend of mine tonight who's been very involved in thinking and believing in civil rights, and asked what his reaction was and would there be violence. And he said no, he didn't think so, that King had created such a spirit.
But there were violent protests. From Washington, President Johnson addressed the nation.
We can achieve nothing by lawlessness and divisiveness among the American people.
The assassination and the movement sparked a catalyst for change. The night before his death, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s final sermon.
I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
All right, 6:37 right now. Switching gears, the city of Northport didn't have to look too far for its new fire chief. Scott Titus was the deputy chief. He'll take over a growing department. He'll hire 11 new firefighters, 9 new positions. Northport is indeed a growing population, he says.
What's most important to us is that we keep meeting the needs of the community and that we keep providing the level of service that they expect from us.
The previous fire chief recently retired.
A retired firefighter from the Orlando area is going all out in support of his fellow first responders across the state. Tom Hill is making the trek from Key West all the way to Tallahassee by foot. Each day he's going to be planning about walking 15 miles. He's on a mission to bring awareness to state lawmakers about the cancer threats that firefighters and first responders face every day on the job.
My goal is to fulfill a promise to a couple firemen that I made, that I would do everything I could to help make this change in this presumption law that Florida seems to think that firemen don't need it.
Hill wants state lawmakers to pass the cancer presumption law, which claims that certain cancers are job-related, opening the option of eligibility for benefits. Now, that law is already in place in more than 30 states. He's expected to arrive in Tallahassee sometime later on this week.
Also in Florida, over 100 utility workers are back home after 3 months in Puerto Rico. More than 120 linemen helped fix the power grid damaged by Hurricanes Maria and Irma. The crews were deployed in January to restore power in the aftermath of those hurricanes. They rotated out every 30 days, but some stayed as long as 3 months.
We didn't want to leave. We wanted to stay more. We still wanted to stay more time. But, you know, we've been a long time away from our families.
Well, the lights are back on now for about 90% of Puerto Rico. The island's power authority will take care of that final 10%.
Well, as any pet owner knows, it can be the worst feeling in the world if your pet goes missing. But there's some good news for one Venice family. They're relieved this morning after their lost dog was found on an island along the Intercoastal Waterway. Sarasota County Sheriff's Marine deputy actually helped them get their German Shepherd back after it was spotted by a kayaker. Now, this dog had been missing for 8 days. Imagine 8 long days when it was finally found. The family says Rex was actually adopted from the Great Lakes Naval Base in Illinois, which may have actually helped him survive his ordeal. Rex is doing well now that he is back home and hopefully getting lots of treats.
Good.
And loving and petting.
Nice ending
Welcome
there.
back, Rex.
Yes, all right, 6:40 right now.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, the latest in your First Alert weather and traffic plus.
4 Marines are feared dead after a chopper crash in Southern California. Details on that story on the way. But first, this is a live look at the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial in Washington, D.C. It is near the National Mall there. It was built back in 2011. The statue is 30 feet tall and it's drawing quite a crowd today in Washington. Let's get the forecast from John Scalzi.
Well, the drought index across our region is still high, and in fact, the fire danger across our region has gone up over the last 24 hours. Right now, it's in the high category in many of our counties, except for Sarasota, where it still remains in the moderate category. The drought is spreading across the state of Florida. In our area, we still have abnormally dry conditions, not really classified quite yet as official drought, but it is in many locations, so a little rainfall would be nice. Don't think we'll see much with a front moving south across the region today. We'll talk about forecast in a minute.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Every time you purchase a fishing license or register your boat, you're helping to preserve our nation's coastlines, lakes, rivers, and streams, protecting memories for generations to come. Learn how your participation in boating and fishing can help the environment at takemefishing.org/conservation.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
Selfless service is the guiding principle of every Army National Guard soldier. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. To be an Army National Guard soldier is to serve something greater than yourself. Learn more at NationalGuard.com.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
100% relative humidity, temperature dew point match this morning, 64 and 64. That means that some patchy fog is possible this morning. Winds are calm right now. Sky's pretty clear, so it's a possibility. As we head into the afternoon, I think we'll see the winds shift increasingly to the southwest. That'll pump moisture across the region, making it feel kind of humid as we head into the first half of the afternoon. Second half of the afternoon into the evening hours, though, a frontal boundary will be moving through here. Temperatures will really not be affected all that much. We're looking at 65 degrees Mayaca City, 66 Lakewood Ranch, Bradenton at 65, Sarasota 64, Venice and Inglewood both coming in at 67 and Longboat at 69. I think as we head into the afternoon, our temperatures will top out about where they did yesterday. Maybe a degree or two cooler because of the cloud cover that'll be rolling in and because of an onshore wind flow. But still, for all intents and purposes, we're looking at an identical temperature coming in at around the 80-degree mark. Sunshine to start the day off with a kind of a mix of sun and clouds as we head through the mid-morning, 78 degrees by noontime. And then as we get into the second half of the afternoon, we'll start to notice the clouds begin to increase. First, high, thin clouds coming in, then some fair weather clouds building, and then some clouds bases lowering as we head into the sunset hour. I think at times we may even go overcast briefly. We'll look for 76 degrees by the time we get to 7 p.m., and there may be a slight chance at a passing shower between around 9 and midnight, say. After midnight, the front moves through, the skies clear out, and we're looking for a beautiful day starting tomorrow. Here's the hour by hour on our Futurecast. South wind coming in for today. Mostly sunny conditions to start off the morning into the early afternoon. Then we watch the cloud cover begin to build across the region as we head into the evening. Drive time looks like it'll probably be okay, but as we head into the early evening and early nighttime period, a scattered shower moving past quickly is certainly not out of the question, but the rain chance is very small. Then winds shift. They become breezy out of the north. Then that draws down the drier air, which will allow for kind of a cool, crisp night and a pleasant start to tomorrow morning. We may see some patchy fog around over the next several mornings, only because the temperatures might be just a little bit cooler because of the drier air that will move in and the clearer skies. Had lots of reports of wind damage and severe weather across the United States, deep south all the way up into the Ohio Valley yesterday. That's what all of these little report dots are about. But they're going to be left behind as this front continues south. As it moves into our area, the showers that we see occurring now up around Tallahassee area, they're going to fall apart. So we're left with that just slight chance at some rain showers moving through our region. Forecast looks pretty good for us today, though. Boating forecast comes in southwest at about 10 knots, turning to the west, eventually to the north after the front moves through this evening and picking up a little bit during the overnight. And the forecast, not bad, actually. We get that 20% chance of a sprinkle or a passing quick shower this evening, followed by temperatures tomorrow that are actually probably a little warmer under full sunshine, lower relative humidity, cool, crisp night at night, and then followed by some warming temperatures on Friday. Again, a nice, cool, crisp, low humidity day, plenty of sunshine around. Beautiful, beautiful day. And then as we head into Saturday and Sunday both, we will factor in a slight chance at a shower because we have a series of systems that will be moving through really right into the beginning of next work week. And they'll, both of them, all of them, bring a chance at a shower. And then as we head into Tuesday, things kind of clear out a little bit. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside to your first alert traffic out there at 647 as roads are starting to get a little bit busy as they normally do during the morning commute. Starting to see some slowdowns on those bridges headed into Bradenton as well as 301 and State Road 70. In Sarasota County, those roads are also looking a little busy. University Parkway, Fruitville, Bee Ridge also starting to show some congestion at this time of the morning. A little farther south in the area, those roads are looking pretty decent out there. No real slowdowns to mention at 648 with your first alert traffic.
And here's a live look at Fisherman's Wharf in Venice. We're showing you this because two of Columbus's replica ships are still at the dock there. You can't quite see them from this location, but they are there, but they are leaving later on this morning. So if you want to see those replicas, pull up anchor and take off. Today is the day to go over to the Fisherman's Wharf Marina, not too far from the Venice bypass there on Tamiami Trail. New details this morning on the shooting spree at YouTube headquarters in Northern California. Police say this 39-year-old YouTube worker right there, Naseem Agdam, yeah, she's the one, they say, who injured 3 co-workers before taking her own life. Hundreds of employees scrambled to evacuate the campus. Now, her relatives say they were concerned about her recent anger toward her employer, and she also disappeared recently for a brief time. In a recent posting, she complained that YouTube took down some of her videos and slashed her ad revenue. She had a big following. Police do not believe the 3 injured were targeted.
This morning, 4 people are dead, confirmed dead after a helicopter crash during a training mission near El Centro, California. The Marine Corps chopper crashed Tuesday afternoon, killing all 4 crew members on board. The cause of that crash is still under investigation.
New tariffs proposed by President Trump could affect about 1,300 Chinese products. He announced the $50 billion worth of tariffs last month to punish China for stealing U.S. trade secrets. The products that could be affected include everything from aerospace and technology goods to medical equipment. Some business advocates here say the tariffs could backfire on American consumers. China is threatening to match President Trump's move with their own tariffs on U.S. products. Still ahead, your top 7 headlines before you head out the door at 7 a.m. this morning.
Plus, a first look at your weather and traffic as you get ready for the day, and which huge Netflix hit is facing a big lawsuit. We've got that story for you straight ahead.
Pretty sunrise on the way right there on the Sun Coast. That's a shot outside our window. John says a change in the weather, though. He'll detail that in our top 7 before 7 coming up on Good Morning Suncoast.
I just had a very educational ride with Nina.
Did you learn anything?
Where do I begin? So all this stuff goes into a safety check.
Yep.
It's a long list.
It's important stuff.
Test the smoke detector.
Yep.
Check the breaker box.
Yep.
Meter the GFCIs.
Ground fault circuit interrupters.
Why do that?
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Nina, you make it look easy.
Thanks, but don't do it yourself.
Who's your guy?
Designers do it with style.
Tell me what's going on here.
Why, you don't like my hair? The Mark and Mandy Show. In-depth design ideas.
What is up with the tuck tape here? Let's cover it up.
Amazing beauty and fashion tips.
So Halle Berry has amazing skin. Her secret is coffee grounds.
No.
Delicious recipes.
Today, I'm gonna show you a special dish that is sure to please that special someone in your life.
Watch the Mark and Mandy Show right here on your favorite channel.
The La Musica International Chamber Music Festival, the annual celebration of a distinctive cultural gem in Sarasota, with renowned musicians from around the world. April 9th through April 18th at the Sarasota Opera House. Visit lamusicafestival.org, click on Festival, open tickets, and get your seats now.
Accolades are great. Just wait until you see our prices. Rugs as Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
About every 3 minutes in America, someone is diagnosed with a blood cancer. Light the Night brings together survivors and supporters to bring light to the darkness of cancer and to help fund life-saving research. Our goal is a world without blood cancers, and we're lighting the path to cures. The discoveries made in blood cancer research have led to breakthrough treatments for many cancers and other serious diseases. Help defeat the darkness of cancer. Join Light the Night today.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffy Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins.
To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC 7 News app.
We here at Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7 want to make sure that you are ready for the day.
Here's our top 7, starting with the first alert forecast from John Scalzi.
So we're in kind of a progressive atmosphere right now, meaning that we'll have a series of fronts that will be moving through over the next several days. Sunshine to start the day off with late day clouds building. Dry for the next few days, maybe only a passing shower later this evening. Rain chance very small. And then a number of fronts will be moving past us as we head into the weekend. Back to you.
All right, thank you, John. Number 2, checking first alert traffic. We'll zoom in today on Manatee County. The usual buildups there from Palmetto to downtown Bradenton. Also 301 southbound around State Road 70. Also Manatee County is our Marla Spence at number 3. Marla.
The number of wildfires on the Suncoast have gone up since last year. Dry weather conditions, the lightning season, also bushes and grass growing, and debris from Hurricane Irma are all contributing to wildfires. Homeowners should make sure their bushes are at least waist high and their gutters and roofs are clean.
All right, number 4, an arrest has been made in connection to a body found in the woods earlier this week in Manatee County. Sheriff detectives arrested Dakota Gibson and charged him with murder.
Number 5, a retired Florida firefighter is making a trek from Key West all the way to Tallahassee by foot to raise awareness about the cancer threats that first responders face on the job every day.
Number 6, today, a series of events are planned today in Memphis in memory of the 50th anniversary of the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr.
And number 7, what is trending? Did the creators of the Emmy Award-winning mega hit Stranger Things steal their idea of the show? It's at the heart of a new lawsuit by a film director who not only made a short film about top secret government experience, which is Stranger Things, a lot of that includes, but also claims to have pitched a very similar idea to the show's creators back in 2014.
Happens a lot, those things.
It does. ABC's Lost was actually sued for copying. The Voice
Yep.
was sued for copying. So it happens. Just has to be really careful about all those things.
People submit ideas for shows or songs, and others say, don't answer that envelope.
Yes,
Don't
yes.
open the envelope. That could be a lawsuit if we do something similar.
There's a lot that just put it out there. No submissions accepted just for that very reason.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, go ahead.
Pretty shot there of the downtown skyline.
All right, stick around. Good Morning America is straight ahead. Thanks for watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.